Now, Washington Mornings on the Mall. 105.9 FM. And AM 630. WMAL.
7:37 on WMAL. Brian Nehman, Brian Wilson. Pleased to be joined by Stuart Varney, host of Varney and Company. You can see him on the Fox Business Network weekdays at 9:20. Good morning, Stuart. Good to have you back on.
Good morning, Brian. Good to see you again.
I know we talk about Europe and Greece all the time, but I promise I'll just ask one question on this because I saw that the chief economist for Citigroup said that Greece is going to leave the Eurozone next year, and it's going to be tough sledding for them in the future. Is that an accurate prediction? I know that's a leading question, and I know you can't really answer that, but what do you think of that prediction of Greece leaving the Eurozone early next year?
I think they're going to be chucked out or leave voluntarily one way or the other. I think they're leaving. I don't see any way around it. They cannot possibly pay their debts. They cannot possibly live with the kind of austerity that they're living under. They have to get out, and I think they will get out. And frankly, Brian, I got to tell you, investors the world over are sick and tired of this question. For 2 years, it's been, are they in or are they out? What's the latest in the Greek fiasco? Well, the latest is the crunch time has arrived. The Europeans have just held a summit. They don't know what to do. They've got no fresh answers. And the Greeks say, well, we're preparing to get out. I think they will get out, and I think it comes fairly soon. But President Obama, he doesn't want them to get out before the November election.
Yeah.
He's desperate to make sure everything goes, just keeps on kicking the can over there so that it doesn't ripple over here.
Well, ultimately, who makes that decision? I mean, is it Greece that makes the decision, or is it the EU who makes the decision for them to leave?
I think the markets make the decision, and the voters of Greece. When they cannot repay their debts, when they default, that's when the markets say, hey, you're out. And when the voters vote next time, early next month, they say, we're out. I think it's the voters and the markets who make the call.
Yeah, I saw a headline yesterday. I thought it sort of encapsulated as it's time for a plan B, except there's no time and there's no plan B.
Good one, Brian. That's true.
All right, so I guess the question is, okay, so Greece, a sovereign state, basically goes bankrupt. It ripples through the Eurozone, has ramifications there. What does it really mean to the U.S. economy?
Well, these events in Europe take place just as the major economies all around the world slow down. We've got news out of China today. They're slowing down more rapidly than we thought. The latest economic news out of America is we're slowing down all over again. You throw in a European crisis, and today we got news that their economy is slowing down. They're firmly in recession. And you've got this ripple effect the world over on economies and growth rates. A chaos in Europe is not good news for us here. Well, they're not going to export stuff to a whole continent in recession. So that means our exporters do a little less business. And you've got this crisis of confidence over the solidity of the euro and the financial markets generally. And in times of lack of confidence, you don't expand your business. It ripples around. It's negative.
And in that environment, you have a warning from the CBO, the Congressional Budget Office, that says the U.S. economy will likely fall into recession in the first half of 2013 if large tax increases and scheduled government spending cuts are allowed to go into effect in January.
Yeah, well, I agree with the analysis. If you have this tax-armageddon, as it's called, massive raise of taxes January the 1st, and a big spending cut too, yeah, you're going to get a recession. But realistically, can you see that happening? You think any politician is going to pull the plug and say, yes, big tax increase, big spending cut, we don't care about recession? Nah. Something will turn up to kick the can down the road. There'll be some kind of compromise at the last minute, big-time brinkmanship. Something will happen. I don't think this tax-mageddon thing goes into effect.
All right. Let me ask you, though, one thing on the euro. If it does collapse and there's a recession again in Europe, doesn't that strengthen the dollar, and doesn't that help us out in our bonds?
Yes, it does. That is I guess you could say that's the positive here, because a lot of hot money is fleeing at the euro, coming into the dollar. How do you come into the dollar? Well, you buy our debt. So our bonds go up in price and down in yield. Right. You're at historic lows for the 10-year Treasury, 173 this morning. I've never seen that in my life in America, 40 years. You just don't see that.
All right, let's talk something closer to you right now. Heard that the Yankees apparently are up for sale. I mean, the Steinbrenner family is really going to get rid of that franchise?
Well, wait a second. If the Los Angeles Dodgers can fetch the incredible price of $2.1 billion, You bet the Steinbrenners are looking at the Yankees and thinking, my goodness me, several more billion here on top of the $2 billion for the lowly, may I say, lowly Los Angeles Dodgers.
Yeah. The Dodgers, they had a lot of land, I guess, surrounding the stadium, and there's like parking money there. So the Yankees have to be worth more than the Dodgers, right?
Oh, have to be. I mean, the name, the New York Yankees, I mean, they are the Manchester United of American football, are they not?
They are.
Or the Chelsea.
The Chelsea, that's right. How about Chelsea winning the European Championship?
Yeah, I've got to ask.
Yes.
Did you watch the game?
I did. I watched the entire. I love soccer.
Really?
I absolutely love soccer. I love European soccer. Yes, I watched the entire game with my kids.
Well, my point is that Major League Soccer in America is struggling. But Americans have fallen in love with European soccer.
Oh, there's no doubt about that.
Which they can watch live, and we've had some fantastic games this year. Manchester City and now Chelsea.
Yeah.
This is good stuff.
Well, I would never go. Well, I would say never. I'm not going to watch a DC United game, but if you put on West Brom versus Blackpool, I'm going to watch that game. Or West Ham versus... I mean, that's how it is with me.
But I'll invite you, Stuart, to come down to Montgomery County and watch real soccer. I'm talking about U11 girls soccer in Montgomery County, specifically number 6 on Potomac United. She's an awesome player.
I don't know what to say to that, Brian. I really don't. I'm absolutely flabbergasted by that. I'm silenced, which is unusual.
And if you want to come down with me, or Liverpool and Tottenham are playing in the D.C. area. I think they're playing in Baltimore this summer, so you can come with me, Stuart.
Well, come with me to Ukraine and watch some European Nations Championship this June.
I'm there with you, buddy. I would hop on that plane if I could. If I could just get a babysitter. Stuart, it's always great to talk to you. Thanks very much for coming on the show. We appreciate it.
Good luck, guys.
Stuart Varney of Fox Business Network joining us here and talking a little English Premier League, English soccer. I know. You just kind of glaze over like most people.
My eyes glaze over, but
How about the Yankees for sale, though?
But I know you love that stuff.
I do, but it is. I mean, the Yankees for sale. The Steinbrenner family getting out.
Hey, everybody's got their price.
That's right. I would sell it too if we get for $2.5 billion.